Hi. I thought I'm going to make a little video now because I have an inspiration. We are going out with my cat. So I have an inspiration today. Where should I put? There, I think. But there's in my art studio, there's an old painting. It's a morning. This is my morning look. So there's an old painting, and I really didn't. Well, I liked it then, but now I have a strong intuition or feeling, or I call it inspiration, just to paint over it and create something new from it. So I do this morning things here first, and then I'm going to take a bike and go to my art studio. But first we go out with this little cat. This is the second time already. I can tell that if you have problems to regulate your nervous system, going out is so cold, so precious. No cold, I mean that shiny thing, cold. So be in nature if you love it. Do things that you love. It makes your soul smile. It makes good to the body, and if you love to create and make art, so your senses get better and outside to notice all the beautiful things, the colors, those shadows and lights, how the sun is shining to trees, how the light is going. Do you notice there's light in my hair here? And here's a shadow. It's like this world is all a play of shadow and light. There's a beautiful mirroring there. I can show which side, but that tree, I love that tree. It's reflecting there from the window now. And listen, do you hear those birds? You can paint that beautiful bird sing. There's a rhythm, and you can take so much when you just keep your eyes open, your senses open, and stay away from the mind. I was talking about those lights and shadows. I don't use those so much in my paintings, but when you are looking about those lights and shadows, it really takes you to the present moment. So there's a chair. Do you notice that there's light, and there is reflections? There is light, and there is the side that is in shadow. I share this because in my journey I really didn't see the light and the shadow. It is really easy to see. You see there is light and the shadow and the light, and there is more light. It's like different colors. There is like white, and then those colors are different. There is totally different color than what there is. Just this is so good practice to be in a present moment. Just look where the light is, where the shadow is, and just look how different colors there are. Or there is. And playing is so good to solve also. It makes life much more enjoyable. So here we are, and here is the painting I was talking about, so I show it to you. I need some paper underneath where I put it. So, just a moment. I just sit down for a moment. I watch the video. How does my camera settings work? But at the same time, I was looking at this art piece. We are going to now try to change somehow. I think I'm not going to paint all over it. I'm going to use this. This was a painting called The Map of the World, but there are some things, there are many beautiful things. Look, this is like feathers, and there is some light, and it is like a map actually. But the thing is that I don't like these acrylic pen marks. They are too hard, and I just get the intuition to make something with this. So I think I'm going to put quite a lot white over this. And as you might notice, I will tell about this technique, but I put some plastic here to cover the floor, and then there is that cardboard, not cardboard, it's just heavy paper, and to keep the floor safe, because these acrylic paints, you can see that there is a lot of acrylic paints over the years dropped to the floor, and they are hard to remove and or impossible to move when they dry. So remember always to make sure that you don't mess the places you don't want to mess. Use clothes that it's okay to get messy. But this is canvas. This is a fabric, the same that there is in the ready-made canvases. And I have made those pieces in here at the floor But the thing is that when the fabric gets wet, it just goes, you know, there comes those, it doesn't stay straight, sorry my English. I saw here, you see those holes. I have snapped it to the wall, but in the home you can't do that with a stapler. But if you have some plate where to put the fabric, so it doesn't get, it stays straight. But I'm not going to care about now that, because I think that this is already painted and this is dry, and I'm not sure how does the paint go through this. Actually it shouldn't, but it might be that it still gets wet there and it's starting to get, you see, it's not straight, it's getting lines, and I have done things to get this more straight. So what's the word? If you want it to stay straight, you had to stretch the fabric to somewhere before you get it wet with paint. But now I just want to focus on this creating. But it's so fun to use these big fabrics. It might be that you might think that you can't paint big things, you have only do small paintings. And I started with small paintings, but I had an art teacher who was always teaching that the bigger, that better. So don't make yourself so small. It's so funny when you can really just play with those paints and you have the space to do it, and you have to go farther away to even see the painting. If you are just looking it from close, you don't see it. You have to take some space to see. Yeah, probably somebody is going to say now, why you are doing something to that painting? That's wonderful, I love it. I want to have it, but now I believe it's gonna be even more wonderful, because we have to make things we are not happy about, and there's the duality. We make so-called good art and we make bad art. So there's many paintings that are not really so amazing in my opinion, and it's okay. I can just play with them, and sometimes there comes really pretty paintings I love, and sometimes it's like I'm not sure, but then you can later notice that, oh, I love those, and how well they go together, those colors. They are so different, but at the same time they are so same, so beautiful. Yes, my princesses. Yeah. If you're interested on my artworks, just message me. You find my information from the channel information. There are some new babies. So I was taking these materials. So I have water. I put it there in the cup because when I change my brush, I put it to the water because the acrylic paint is otherwise going to dry to the brush and it's going to get hard if it dries there. So I put them always to the water, and I like also use the spray bottle because it makes interesting effects on the painting, but it's good to know when you spray there over the painting some water, it kind of melts the paint there where the water is, and if you swipe it with paper there comes kind of holes to the paint and you can see where the water has been, and it's a quite nice effect if you like it, but I don't like to use it in all places. Then I have paper and I need also a palette. I have to take it. Yeah, now I found it. A palette. So here is, it's like a palette paper, but you can use something else paper, some cardboard where from food supplies or something. What you want to use, it's just use your creativity. You can use all kinds of materials. So I just put that paint there, and then I start to just cover this, and I can still see through those lines because they are quite black. But I'm going to not only to hide them, I am put this paint wider because I just feel like it. It comes pretty. So when I make these abstract works, it's like this. I just put the paint somewhere and listen my intuition, my feeling. Because if you silence your mind, your intuition is going to tell you what to do when you just listen. It's more like it's like something is moving you. It's like a feeling, it's not like an emotion feeling kind of. It might be knowing, or I could tell that it's just, I just do it. That kind of feeling. And you really can't mess up anything because the fun is in doing and enjoying. This is just so fun. It doesn't matter the end result because you can always paint over it or just buy a new canvas, or it's not so serious, really. The mind might tell that you have to be perfect. But we are perfect as we are. It's just the God is just seeing the world through our eyes, and we are playing here. If you have been watching, if the manifestation and spiritual awakening is familiar for you, you know what I'm talking about. But if that's not the case and you are thinking what I am talking about, God and intuition, you can watch my earlier videos about the awakening process. We are all creating our own worlds, and we are all unique expressions of the divine. And I have noticed that the art and creativity is a language of the soul. And listen your heart more than your mind, logical mind, because all what the mind is telling, it's something we have been learned. It's the programming we have gathered. So I really recommend to follow your heart and listen your soul. I see so many beings who are not following their joy. There comes fears and there's fears and pressure about succeeding and so on, but does it really matter at the end? At the end, is it the most important thing that you have been doing in your life, the things you have loved to do? What do you think? Is it more important than to try to get the validation from outside, from others? Because we all are creating our own worlds. And those reflections we get, world is like a mirror. If you get the reflections that people are judging or not supportive or something, they are reflections of our own doubts and worries and assumptions. So it's good to know this, that be still and know that I am God. And what is the story you are telling yourself about yourself? If the mind is judging and interrupting your creative process, just observe it. Your true self is awareness. And observe those thoughts. But remember, you are not those thoughts. They are just old programming playing out. The lines are still showing up there. I don't know what to do yet, but I think I have to put more layers here if I want to hide them. And it doesn't matter if I can't hide them, all of them. And I need some more paint. Oh, now I painted my phone. That happens. The acrylic paint, when it's still wet, you can clean it, but when it dries, well, some places you can scratch it off, and some places, like clothes, it just sticks. Oh, where's the paper? This is the thing. I have to clean my phone. So the painting is messy. If the painting is not familiar for you. Just everywhere. That's lovely messy. Lovely mess. What comes from just creating and doing. So what I'm doing, I like to just, when you, my English, but when you do like this, you see that the paint starts to fade. You can use this as the effect in your paintings. And you can see through there those old marks, and this is how I make these abstract works. Just doing. Oh, the map is looking different now. It's like there's clouds over the world. Beautiful, magical. Yeah. But don't be scared about the techniques and how you should do things. Just try. That's the best way to learn. Just let yourself to learn by experiment and enjoy how much fun it is. I'm not going to teach here, trying to teach you techniques, how to do, because there comes the thing that we just are not, again, focusing what we are doing, living in the flow. We just start to focus the end result, and then we miss our life, because the life is now in this present moment. Yeah, but I'm going to continue. This is going to be video where I have shared my insights, and comment what are your insights, what you want to share, what is your voice in the world. And I'm not going to get this ready now or tomorrow. I think this is a project that I'm going to do this many days, so you're not going to see the finished end result in this video. And it's not meaning. The meaning is just showing that do what you love. Use your creativity and enjoy the moment. There I have now covered those lines, and I noticed that actually I'm also an art geek. I love planes. I have a plane spotting channel female amateur plane spotter, you can check the link to the channel from this channel's information. And if you want to watch my content creation there. So I noticed that actually there is the map of the world, and now there came those clouds. It's like looking the world from the plane. And I share this because you never know how your artworks are going to show up to the world, because they are coming from your soul and the creation is finished. So all the artworks already exist as a potential, and they just come through you or through me, and it's sometimes so many times so magical what these art pieces are guiding, and there's a bigger plan behind. But just enjoy. You can imagine you to be in a plane and watching the world through the clouds. What a spiritual teaching. You are not the clouds, you are the sky. Awareness. So beautiful. Okay, but yeah, I am not sure is this ready yet, but I now let it to try. But I want to tell about this a few things, because I usually use gloves, but now I just noticed I was so slow that I didn't remember to put the gloves. And these paints are toxic, so it's good to cover your skin and not touch these. But what I used to do these paints, leftover paints, because it's not good to put paint to your wastewater pipes, because they can get stuck. So you have to find out how to properly where to put the wastewater and what you need to do with that. I'm not giving advice for that, but I used to clean this process as well as I can with the paper. Even if you get with the paper the most paint off, you still need to wash your process well, because if there is leftover paint and the brush is drying, it's going to just dry as a hard, and it ruins your process. So you have to clean them well, wash them well. I love you so much. Bye.